when we put our heart into the work that we do, we would be led into something that we somehow enjoy.
Good day, Technoids, and welcome to the third part of our three-installment Discovery Journey Series 2021. View from the top, Candid Conversations with top personalities. And I am your host, Rafi Diano. So I am pretty sure that if you have been following us, you would have enjoyed our first two interviews with Dr. Cherilyn Santaromana of the College of Computer Studies, and recently our interview with the Dean and Assistant Dean of the College of Engineering and Architecture, Dr. Evangeline Evangelista and Engineer Roberto Bassett. Today is a new day, and we have with us the very soft-spoken Dean of the College of Arts, Sciences, and Education. Ladies and gentlemen, Technoids, let us all welcome Dr. Nona Suerte. Hi, ma'am.
Hello, Miss Rafi.
Yes, ma'am. Kumusta, ma'am? How have you been for the past year and 2 months ba that we've been out of the campus?
Well, quite doing well, thanks to the assistance of people in the university. Online was at first very challenging, but somehow I would say I have somehow adjusted to this different platform.
We are so happy, ma'am, that you can join us this morning, ma'am, no? So, to all those who are watching us, so Ma'am Nona right now is in the Wildcat Innovation Lab. So, the Wildcat Innov Labs is our Zoom station or our studio for our interviews in this series. So, ma'am, have you been vaccinated ba, ma'am?
Yes, yes, I have completed the 2 doses of Sinovac.
Wow. So hopefully, ma'am, the next time we do this, we can already do this face to face, God
Yes,
willing.
yes.
Okay, ma'am. So I am pretty sure that the students or our audience who are watching us has have a lot of questions that they also would want to ask. But for our series, we are going to ask questions. We're going to look for answers for questions that otherwise would not have been asked by our students. So let's go to our first question, ma'am. So with the possibility of flexible learning no being permanent, because diba, there was an announcement by um, Chairman Popoy de Vera that flexible learning is here to stay. So how are we preparing our future teachers no for the department, education programs, teaching education programs? How are we preparing our teachers to be effective in delivering online distance learning?
Yeah. Um, our students in education, we call them pre-service teachers. Uh, Students prepared for teaching job after they graduate are actually immersed in a curriculum that would prepare them to take the functions of a teacher. Although generally their exposure, this particular curriculum was designed for face-to-face learning. However, there had been there are courses in the curriculum that would prepare them, that would orient them that there are alternative learning platforms. The concepts which used to be merely theory somehow had been concretized by this new platform that we have. We can no longer we need not explain to them further how things happen in online learning because they are into it. So it's good that in the university you are into online learning. So students are already, these pre-service teachers can already imagine themselves, can already situate themselves how they would treat students, how they would approach the learning tasks if students are far from them. Before, yeah, that's I think it's an advantage for our students now because as they say, experience is the best teacher. So here they are in flexible learning. So it would no longer be too difficult for them to imagine how it would be carried out. Unlike before, when we talk about distance education, online learning, but our students were inside the classroom.
So at least right now, ma'am, they're able to experience how it's like to be the students
Yes,
in such setting, no?
right. And the concepts that are explained in textbooks, in journals, they can imagine and understand better than those who were not into this kind of platform.
I think, ma'am, for some students, especially those in the education program, the pandemic might have been somewhat a blessing in disguise because all the theoretical aspects now come into actual play now in the current setup.
That's true. Although when they would be into practice teaching, their exposure must not only be confined on online learning, because in some schools, especially in deaf ed schools, the modular instruction as a distance education mode is adopted. So we have um, we have to negotiate with deaf ed principals for their deployment. Although as of now, there are no guidelines yet from CHED about pre-service teachers deployed to public schools.
Would you say, ma'am, that CIT being a CHED Center of Excellence in IT Education also helped even with the programs under case, especially for the education programs?
In terms of the curriculum, how how um, how graduates would be prepared for say online teaching and learning, the
Yes, ma'am.
curriculum,
Yes, ma'am.
what makes the teacher education curriculum in CIT different from the others is that we have around more than 100 hours of IT training because of two courses in computer science. It's CSIT tools actually, which is not found in other curriculum, in the teacher ed curriculum of other universities. Plus the facilities, and our instructors are our instructors are professors from the College of Computer Studies. So that's one thing. I really believe that it's an advantage if they would enroll in our teacher education program. Their skills, their competence will not be limited into um, distance education, merely modules. They are somehow competent with the use of IT in teaching and learning.
That's good to know because there might be students who are, or potential enrollees who are watching us and might be asking about what differentiates or what is the competitive advantage of CIT's education program. So that's it, our viewers. Our curriculum is IT enriched, if that's how we call
Yeah.
it.
Yes, there were testimonies of some of our practicum students before, when teachers would want PowerPoint slide presentations, the CIT practicumers were tapped to help them. So when teachers are scheduled to do a teaching demo in the district, so if the mentor has a CIT OJT assigned to her, this CIT student would help them. So because of they're more techy, I suppose. I
Yes,
suppose
ma'am. That's good to know. So let's go to the our next question, ma'am. So with enrollees leaning more towards the sciences or the technical sciences, no, like engineering or computer or medicine. So what are the steps that we are taking to make the arts or the creative program more relevant in the university, ma'am?
yeah. Well, in the initial thing we actually did is really to integrate IT courses in it's minimal two courses um, integrated in our curricula, whether it is AV English, AV Communication, teacher ed. So we see to it that our students have courses to train them in the use of technology. Now, to recognizing the the um, the society's inclination towards science and technology, we actually did introduce already, even prior to the implementation of K to 12, that's in 2005. we already have a Bachelor of Arts major in graphics and media. Even before CHED had policies and guidelines recognizing degree programs, bachelor's degree programs that might go into a blending of arts and technology, we already had that Bachelor of Arts major in graphics and media.
Mm.
Then in 2018, with the new guidelines given by CHED, then we adopted the nomenclature of CHED, which is Bachelor of Multimedia Arts. That's one. So those students who are inclined into fine arts, but had to use technology because this is needed in the industry. So we have Bachelor of Arts, Graphics and Media before, now it's Bachelor of Multimedia Arts. We also have, you see, Ms. Rafi, I have this perception that the arts is really significant in any discipline because arts is an expression. So even if you are into science or into technology, we really have to develop this creative expression of our students. That's why in the general education curriculum, even if it's humanities is only 3 units, we really organize also creative activities like film. We have yearly film competition, we have oratorical competitions, speaking competitions, because these are soft skills that are really needed to be enhanced and developed so that our graduates, even if they are graduates of science and technology, would still be, really be capable of delivering things if they have this creative and, skillful way of expressing themselves.
And I also believe, ma'am, I read this article in Forbes.com, the skills that will not be replaced by computers in the future. Though we know that eventually some jobs will be replaced by computers, but being creative and being artistic will not be replaced by machines. So I think it's very important that we continue to nurture the creative side of our students because those soft skills cannot be learned by computers, ma'am, no? Just like Marlo, your one of your students, and the non-academic scholar of the office, his creative skills and all that. I do not see the office eventually, how do you call this, employing a machine to replace skills like that in the future.
And I think these young people nowadays would think that English is no longer relevant because it is technology that is most important, and perhaps business and perhaps health allied professions. But because communication is needed in any company, there has to be personnel that need to be hired to do the tasks on writing, on relating with people. And so even if they're AB English graduates, they can be hired in industries. They can get into offices like the executive office, even HR. So if you go to the bank, there's still English graduates there. Some people think that ABCom graduates are only into, say, the mass media, but we do have graduates who are employed in companies like SM City. So there are those who are operations officer because they have the ability to articulate themselves, to reason out, to say organize thoughts in writing. So they are hired. What is really important is we have this inclination, the arts or communication, we nurture it, and so that we just don't go with a bandwagon, but our potential would really be honed so that we can contribute more in the society. So that's one thing that I think young people had to do self-reflection, self-examination, where they would be more happy when they pursue a certain career.
That's correct, ma'am. I even know somebody who graduated ABCom but is into sales, and she's very successful in sales. And there's another one who's a foreign service officer. So they can really be anywhere. The possibilities are endless.
Yes, yes, that's true.
Okay, so our third question for today, ma'am, would be so what can you say to those individuals who have natural gifts or talents, maybe in communication or in arts, but are hesitant to pursue a career which is in line with their passion because like what you said, they have this certain fear that they might not have the profitable opportunities in the future. There's this saying that I've read somewhere, no, na stop chasing the money, but start chasing your passion. But some people would want to be more practical. Na, what would you do with your passion if you don't have money? But what can you say about that, ma'am?
You see, to these young people who would have wanted to pursue their passion but are somehow doubtful if they would have a career after graduation, you try to check into the curricular offerings of the universities. In CIT, we really see to it that our graduates um, in the arts, in communication, are employable. That's why towards the end of the the last year of that's fourth year or yeah fourth year, they would have to be deployed to offices. Now we have these practicum courses for students so that they would have a feel how it would be as a graduate in this particular industry. So for AB English, we have one course for office exposure and then one course for ESL schools. So it's very important then that then when they would have to choose a degree program to enroll in, they would have to look at the curriculum and see if this curriculum will really um, help them find a job. And 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 it's difficult. It's difficult if we just follow what others are doing. Some are successful. Some the course or the career may be popular and in demand. But if our so there's multiple intelligence, right? If our
Yes.
if our strength is really in another discipline, in another area, it would be very very challenging to them to hurdle the training of a different field. So um, be confident. Try to talk with people who are graduates of multimedia arts, of English and communication, and see how contented they are and happy they are. There are those who are very fulfilled because they were more aggressive in pursuing more challenging jobs, and so they rose in the hierarchy well. But of course, there were also those who were complacent. You see, so I'm an AB English graduate, but my path was towards education. So I'm here in the academy. But there are also those who are into the industry. Well, I had to mention Kriston Villa Esther. He's our ABCom graduate. He did not pursue a career in journalism. He is into the corporate world, and because he had the skill of talking to people, and so he travels around whenever SM would open a say a branch in another province. He's one of those who would constitute the team, to look into, do the demographics, etc. So he's very successful. Of course, there are also graduates in AV communication or intermedia. So they're in Sunstar, Super Balita. They're also enjoying their job there. So Perky Lopez. So it's actually pursuing your passion, but not just pursuing it, but really looking forward to a more challenging, say, more challenging step so that you can elevate yourself in the ranks. So I think it's not only in communication and the arts, even those into into business, right, Miss Ram?
Yes, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Right? The heart and the industry and the diligence
Yes, ma'am.
Into
Personally, ma'am, I wanted even to take up a BCom when I was about to, enter first year college. But at that time, I was persuaded to stay in CIT, and at that time, the program was not yet offered.
oh, okay, yeah.
However, but tabian man ta, talking is our passion. Still, the Lord led me to doing this.
That's correct. When we put our heart into the work that we do, we would be led into something that we somehow enjoy doing.
Yes. Even if I'm a business graduate though, and then my major is marketing, it's still, right around the corner of the major. But yeah, I love talking. So maybe that's why I got into this one. Thank you very much, Ma'am Nona. This has been a fun yet meaningful interview, a meaningful conversation. I am happy that you accommodated all our questions. I know they were quite difficult.
I was trying to imagine how should I answer this question.
They were quite, but very well said, ma'am. And I think for all those viewers who are still second guessing or not yet sure whether they should pursue their passion or whether they should enroll in CIT University, I think you were able to somehow convince them and give uh, truthful yet very good answers to hard questions which are never asked. So before we go, ma'am, I would like to ask this common question that I asked all the deans. So what's that spot, ma'am, or place in CIT that you miss the most, or your favorite spot in CIT?
It's actually the that launch in is it the lounge in
The library, ma'am?
yeah, where we can order tea or
Yes.
music and talk to the students. So I miss that place. That's
Me
something.
too.
It's very relaxing and it has a different ambiance. So I miss that. So I hope we can we can go back to face to face, even if it's limited, so that we can also go around. I also miss the Wildcats uh, radio booth.
Yes. Oh.
Oh, so I miss that because that's also where I can talk to students and do the recordings. But of course, we have very say uh, high tech innovation lab now. This is an interesting venue too.
Yes, ma'am. Indeed. Very cozy, no? Very, very nice, good. So for those who might be wondering what Ma'am Nona mentioned, so number one, we have this Wildcats Lounge. It's an integrity cafe that's managed by students and for the students. But of course, deans and teachers and other employees can also stay there, enjoy a good cup of coffee or tea, and just, talk over whatever. And we can also listen to performers there because there's a music booth there. And the other place that Ma'am Nona misses is the radio booth. So CIT has its own what do you call that, ma'am? Booth or station?
It's not yet a station, but we call that a radio, campus radio.
Campus radio, yes, the Wildcat radio. So we have those facilities. So for those who are in first year and are yet to see the campus soon, once we open, so I'm sure you will be delighted to see them, and I hope you're already excited now as we talk. And yeah, God willing, we will soon open our campuses once everyone siguro, or maybe 80% of the population have been has been vaccinated. And so for today, again, ma'am, thank you so much for gracing the show. And together, let us wave goodbye to our viewers. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.